Michelle's narrative for just a moment. My youngest daughter, Emily, had a profound impact on me. Emily was about 7 years old at the time. Now, Emily had lost her father when she was 2, and although she doesn't remember him, she knows of him. A few weeks after the funeral of Emily's mother, sitting on the couch in the living room, Emily climbed up on my lap, put her arms around my neck. And I was expecting something like, "I'm so sad," or "I miss mommy." Instead, she said, "Dad, who's going to take care of me when you die?" With the horror of what has just happened and the uncertainty of the future, I think Emily expressed what all of my kids must have been feeling. After the tragic death of Tiffany, the family received such a wonderful outpouring of love and support from extended family, from friends and neighbors, from church, from the community. In fact, our kitchen was full of meals for the next several weeks. And it's a good thing, too, or the kids would have been relegated to frozen pizza and macaroni and cheese every night. That happened later, but that's a different story. The family also began grief counseling. And began to find normal. Now, I need you to understand that when a family goes through a tragic event, life-changing event like this, there is no getting back to normal. But you can begin to build a new normal. This picture on the left is Michelle at the age of 15. Typical student. She goes to school, she has friends, she is on the cheerleading squad at her high school. She sometimes gets annoyed with her dad for making her clean her room. Her regular diet may or may not consist of macaroni and cheese or frozen pizza, but like I said, that's a different story. If there are just a couple of things that I hope you'll take away from my message today, one of them is this. You really can't always tell how someone's doing just by looking. Within a few months of this photo being taken, I got the call that no parent ever wants to receive. It was the hospital. Michelle had taken too many pills and couldn't come down to the emergency room. That was a long drive. I'd like you to understand that this could be anybody. It could be your child, or if not your child, it could be your child's friend, or classmate, your neighbor's child. It could be your niece or your nephew, or your cousin, or your grandchild. You just can't always tell by looking. Because Michelle had missed some school, her school counselor became involved. And actually, it was her school counselor that introduced us to the Second Wind Fund. Our family was still at a point that we were really struggling. And through a Second Wind Fund referral for counseling, Michelle began therapy with Nicole Woodman, who's actually here today. These sessions were very intimate and personal. And sometimes they were very intense. In fact, I remember Michelle coming home for therapy sessions really began to thrive and to grow. Don't we want that same opportunity